So, we're going to go to man machine charts now. Has anyone heard of man machine charts before?
No.
Nah? No? Good, so, blank canvas, we'll go from there. So, objectives today. Describe a man machine chart. Be able to draw a man machine chart. And explain the uses of a man machine chart. Okay, so we're going to try and get to them three objectives today. So, what are man machine charts? The definition: a visual display of the elements, details for a number of machines and or operators, or any combination of machines and operators. Do you work with machines at any of your zones? Apart from forklifts and tow truckers.
There's quite a few facilities up on C1.
Is it?
Or like auto pickers and auto gunners, bolters and stuff like that.
Is there anything that you have to set away and then you...
Nah, it's all
Okay,
auto.
so as much as like we all work with facilities and forklifts, tow truckers and auto pickers, that kind of stuff, this is more based on like a fixed facility where you sort of set it away, kind of like the press shop where you would press a button, let the press start doing its work and you go off and do something else and then come back to it. Yeah, so you'd set, because you have to set it away, it does its own thing, doesn't it? So yeah, so it's sort of baking in what the operator can do around what the machine can do, because you're kind of, if you're working on a machine, you're stuck to that machine, aren't you? Yeah, so it's working out how much work you can put into that operator against the machine. So, man machine charts are not only one operator and one machine. It can be man to man, man to machine, man to multiple machines, multiple men to a machine, or multiple men to multiple machines. Okay, so there's lots of different ones. Let's say the last one there, if you think of press shop or body shop, they've got multiple people working on like multiple presses all at the same time, working down that production line, getting them parts out. If they would have stood there all day watching a press scan, they're going to be really underutilised, aren't they? Whereas if you can get them pressing one off to another, get someone else coming in and working on that part and getting that part, it flows a lot better. Yeah, it's getting them more utilised in the workplace, isn't it? So why use man machine charts? So man machine charts, correctly drafted out, are easier to understand than the more usual narrative form. So that being the elemental charts that we've looked at previously, where it's got all that data on it, spitting it all out in numbers and you've got to work it out. This is more of an easier to understand way of defining the man and the machine and how they work. Okay, so we'll see that as we go through it. What can man machine charts be used for? To determine the overall cycle time, identification of any idle time, identification of any interference, and assistant in layout design, which is a big one that isn't necessarily kind of on our level, but more in engineering. So when they're bringing in new models and they're bringing in the machines for them, working out the design by what them robots can do, what their machines can do. So if they just plonk all machines in one area and have one person work on it, so they're going to be pretty tied up. Whereas if they can kind of put them around the shop and have them in different areas and have different people working on it at the same time, then it's going to be more utilised. Yeah. So the first example, I've got a handout for you here of what a man machine chart looks like. If I can get the sheets out. There it is. So, it says on there, how long for 3 cycles? So what we're going to work out, an operator loads 2 machine lines which are not connected. They both manufacture different parts for an engine. The unload and load times include starting the machine on one full cycle, means 3 parts for each line. The current condition is shown, calculate the current cycle time and suggest a proposal to improve the situation. So you can see operator unload and load for operator A. So they've got a 0.3 of a minute where they're unloading and loading, and then you've got the little dotted line that goes down to cycle A, which is the machine's running time for 0.7. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, does anyone not understand that? Spot on. So then you've got the go down then to unload and load B, and then that dotted line comes down to cycle B. So can we work out how long it's taken for 3 cycles? Anyone stuck, please give us a shout. Need any extra help or anything like that? 4.2? You walk us through how you got the 4.2? That's the last part of it, yeah? So basically that's it's easy as that. Yeah, it sounds like it's complex. You're just looking at that, the range. Yep, that's how long it's taken for 3 cycles to get done. Yeah. So that's the end one. So you've got the 3 there, it takes a little short, but you've got to do both. So the very last one it is the last one on the cycle. Simple as that, yeah? Does that make sense? So we'll just work that out. How long for the 3 cycles? So, can it be done any quicker? Is that the quickest it can be done, or can we change things around to make that quicker? Is there a different proposal that we could do? So you can see on the bottom of the sheet, we've got the proposal that you can draw out and do a new line. So you still have to do it, A and B, but does it have to be done A then B? Could it be B then A? Would it make a difference? Have a little draw out, the same as how it's sort of described on there. So put your little boxes in and see if it makes any difference. Drawing it out the same way as it's drawn there, but maybe see if you can change anything around. You've all got rulers and pencils and whatnot to make nice colours and patterns. And again, we can work as a team, we can work together. You can ask me anything you need, just let us know. I love how everyone works in different ways. Like some people jump straight in action, some people like take a second and sort of step back and look at it and that. I would just jump straight in action, maybe probably get it wrong about 4 times and then hopefully get it right on the 5th time.
We do have rules, if you know.
And it doesn't matter if you make a mistake, it's all about learning, it's all part of the process. Alright, Travis? So at the moment, being A, down there, you can't start again until that was finished then. Then B takes longer, so you can't start again until that's finished. That goes on and on for longer than that. So what do you think you could do to change that? I'd say so.
What do you cycle B first? Or load cycle B, start cycle B away, obviously that's taking longer, that's taking 1 instead of 0.7.
You can try and see what happens there. You think the same thing?
The way I looked at it is you pull that one first, that and then you'll be finished at the same time. So you're not going to make that idle time when you wait for one, and you can load one, then go to the next one.
So you start that one, takes a minute. Yeah. You still got a 0.3 before that one, so you start at that, you 1.3,
You see, you
go
pull that
down
one
to
in there.
1, total, it won't start at the same time, will it? So, I would try and draw out as if B starting first, and then you do an A after, see where that comes to, see if you save any time. You get the same thing or not?
I was thinking, we're going to exclude the load runners and cycle back. I think I've come to the same.
Remember, it's one operator.
So if you, so you get load empty, and as you go empty, it goes to a worker.
But you've only got two, so when that's his loading time there, so he loads the machine, that's it when it's running, yeah, then he goes and starts the next one, so that's right, because he's finished that one, he comes and loads that one straight away, but he can't start again until that machine's, when them machines are finished, because you've only got two machines. Do you know what I mean? How you doing, Johnny?
Not good.
Not good?
I think I've come to the same
So-
because you did there, and then we just said,
Should we go through it together?
yeah.
Yeah. So, on the screen there, the load A first, the little dotted line that goes down before the machine starts, yeah? Because it's the first one he's doing, he can hop straight onto that next one as well and do B. Yeah? So when it takes him a minute to do one cycle for A, doesn't it, yeah? Before he can start again. It's going to take 1.3 to do B. So if we flip that round, the proposal of that, yeah, when he starts B first, and then A, see how it makes sense? And now, instead of it taking over 4, it's going to be under 4, isn't it? So we're going to have a say in there.
That's it, we're going to have the both finish.
That's
At the
exactly
same
how
time.
far gone I saw.
So I didn't know whether you could have, to
Aye.
have them finishing at the same time or if you had
The
to have
machines
them
can finish at the same time, but you can't start them both at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So unless he's an octopus and he can work on 2 machines at once.
It's logical when you think about it, because obviously it's 0.3 to load, unload, and is that the difference? So there must have been a way to figure it out.
Yeah. So get your brain thinking about how you can do different processes. So just because something's done in one way doesn't mean it's necessarily been done the right way. Whereas if you have a look and just what happens if we do it the other way and see what happens. So that's, I don't want to say easy to see, but when it's actually laid out for you, it is easy to see because you're seeing that the time is added up and it just comes to a better endpoint. You haven't got that time in there that's been taken up by waiting for that second machine. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah?
It was on the right lines.
On the right lines, absolutely.
That is the way I was going to do it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
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 I'll see if you could have them both finish.
Absolutely. So the current was 4.2 minutes and the proposal is 3.9, so saving 0.3. Yeah? So the process. A man-machine chart is a visual representation of actual data and will only be as good as the data taken. So like anything, if we don't have accurate data, we're not going to have an accurate outcome of it. Yeah? It's going to be all over the place. So therefore, it's important to observe and collect meaningful data. So, got another handout for you. We're going to do a bit more working out this time, okay? Again, I'm here to support. We can work with a team, we can work with individuals, whatever you want. Try and get to the outcome. So, an operator loads 3 machines in sequence to produce 3 components. The standard operation is to load A, then B, and finally C. The manual time should include unload, load, and start machine and warping. So we've got the times there. So machine A takes the manual of 0.2 minutes and the machine of 0.4 minutes. Machine B is 0.3 and then 0.6, and machine C is 0.3 and 0.3. So there's your timings there. Okay? What we need to work out when you try and answer this below, the post-fill ongoing repeating cycle time. So we need to try and work out what that is. So what it means by the post-fill is we're going to start jotting down the operation, machine A, machine B, machine C. So you're going to follow these, drop them down underneath, yeah? Drawn out like what it had from the previous one where it's showing you what the operator does and then waiting for the machine to work, and then the operator machine. So you can start off doing operator A, like it says, operation A, sorry. Then you can go straight to B, and you go straight to C, and then you need to wait until that machine's finished before you can start it again. Does that make sense? And we're going to work out, after this first cycle, what the rest cycles are, what that cycle time is between being able to start and finish. Okay? You're then going to work out what the bottleneck operation is. So, just put a spanner in the works, there's a bottleneck in there somewhere, you just need to try and work out what that is. And then what the line capacity is. So we work for 443 minutes, and it's at 80% OEE. So the quality's not fantastic at the moment. Does that make sense to everyone? Does anyone have any questions?
So yeah, your manual times are your operator times, yeah?
Yeah.
Machine, obviously, for the
Yeah,
three
so that's like your man time,
Yeah.
that's your machine time. So, you can do the first one together if you want. I've got it on the screen here first. So, operator A, you can see the point 2 goes to there. And it's best off by putting the A's, the B's and the C's above to make sure you're not getting mixed up, okay? So that goes to point 2, little dotted line down to machine A, and then add point 4 into there, which point 2 plus point 4, point 6, believe it or not. How's everyone's art skills going, Irish? Is that? Yeah. Yeah. You jumping ahead? So, what we're going to do is we're going to keep it on the same line. Going all the way across the top, yeah?
So for the
for
manual
B-
part of machine B, you would go back to the operator line.
There's one I made earlier.
You can carry that straight on.
You can see that green, you can carry it straight along. So that operator is just working across that top line. And you're going to do the dotted lines down to A, B and C. Okay, right?
It's point 3, yeah.
Yep, so it's all on the top there as well for you. 3 times. So what you can do, start off with, is just jot. Basically all you do to start off with, is jotting down A, B and C, and then you'll go back to A, B and C, and keep going along until they're all jotted down until you get to the end of that line, yeah? And then we'll be able to work out the data from there. So we just need to draw a man-machine chart to start off with. And then we'll work out the data, try and work out the answers to the questions.